Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the patch 6.3 preliminary patch notes. I had to wait quite a while this morning before getting to this, but I've managed to keep myself completely in the dark about what's on here. I've heard that there are some good things, just some general statements, so I'm kind of excited to read through what we have here. Bear in mind, we will not have balance adjustments in these notes. They save those for the full notes, which I'll do a video on Monday. With that, we got a lot of notes to get through, so let's get started. Scrolling down, all the stuff that's in all of them. Wait, the very first thing is the diving in Lenosha? I mean, I guess, might as well get it out of the way right away, I suppose. Yeah, you can dive in Upper Lenosha. There's even diving, there's spearfishing nodes in there too. I guess they're going to mention the spearfishing nodes later. But yeah, this is a fun little fact about this little project right here. This is something that devs have been working on that isn't on the schedule. So this is like something they did in their spare time, which is pretty much all of the world exploration of A Realm Reborn has been on the spare time of devs, because Yoshi P didn't want to tell them they had to do it and put it on the timetable. So you can constantly thank the devs that work on the area design and everything for that kind of stuff, like flying in A Realm Reborn and diving now in A Realm Reborn. New main scenario quest, same screenshots we've seen, starts in Radzat Han at Varshan, and then they keep all of it question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Character portraits have been implemented for battle dialogue during main scenario instance quests. Oh, okay, character portraits, not like our character portraits, I'm assuming. I'm assuming they mean like, you know, Alphino and whatnot. So it's just cooler. It's the same way it is in Endwalker. They're just retroactively doing it for past patches as well. So they're doing it for 3.x, and then 2.x will be in the future. Myths of the Realm 24-man quests. We've seen these pictures. Kryl. Hello, Kryl. Good to have you. Welcome. Return to the Phantom Realm. Looking forward to this, but not much to say. Tales of Newfound Adventure. More background story on the 4 fiends, whichever one we end up getting. Cagnaza or Rubicante, or both. Who knows? We'll be getting some more backstory on them, just like we had with Barbaricha and Scarmiglione from the previous patch. Looking forward to that as well. You do need to finish all the 6.3 MSQ to do it. That's the same as it was for 6.2. Tataru's Grand Endeavor. We know we're getting a new glam piece for that, a new Far Eastern inspired glam piece that looks pretty cool. So I think people are going to quite enjoy that. Island Sanctuary, a Far Eastern yarn. Interesting, I guess. So this is the new Island Sanctuary quest that they're going to be adding. Custom deliveries. That's a sheep with a bell. Andon, did they do something to you that I'm not aware of? Because Andon is a leaf man, and this is a sheep. Did they make you a sheep after they made you not a leaf man? What have they done to you, Andon? That's so Andon. That's oh man. New Game Plus, Tales of Newfound Adventure. The new one's being added to that. An icon has been added for the entrance display. It is crazy to think how long we've had Deep Dungeons, and we haven't had an entry icon on the minimap. That's not so. Man. Yeah, I guess the only thing, I can't stop at this. I guess this is just one of his sheep, because he was a shepherd before. So I couldn't shake the thought of it. I was the whole time I'm talking about Palace of the Dead. I'm like, why a sheep? He was a shepherd. It's got to be one of his sheep. Field operations. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're just adding them for Bozja and this. Oh, even Variant and Criterion. It's just, I don't know. It's just weird that we haven't had these on the minimap this whole time. But now that we have Variant and Criterion, we have them. So it's nice. I like it. When the location or destination of a quest is not in a city or the open field, a quest icon will now display on the map indicating the path to reach it. Okay, yeah, because that can sometimes be kind of annoying as well, so I'm kind of glad they're doing this update. It's one of those kind of jank things I've just kind of gotten used to. But apparently it's only for patch 6.1 to 6.3, so they'll work on everything prior in a future update. But, you know, at least it's a start. And it'll be possible to reach quests in unique areas by following the quest icon on the map, yeah, these are being removed. They told us this in the letter from the producer live. These quests can be abandoned as they can no longer be completed. Additional information has been added to the journal entries for Crystalline Mean and Studium Delivery Quest. That's kind of nice. Quest requiring the procurement of fish. Now display fishing locations and bait. Yeah, they're really trying to make all the fishing update stuff like really stick, and I'm glad to see it. Certain quests previously classified as side quests have been further separated. Interesting. Oh, okay, I like this. Yeah, because sometimes it's really annoying going through the side quest section to try and find exactly the side quests that you want. Tribal quests previously classified as side quests have been moved to the tribal quest category. Good. Wandering minstrel quests have been moved to the more donin side quests. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Deep dungeon quests will be classified as records of unusual endeavors. Okay. And the Fate Steel Rain Odin's level will be fixed at 60. Boo! Make him harder. Boo! An unanticipated increase in difficulty caused by the value downscaling. Yeah, I get it, but boom, make him harder. I'll prefer him to be more difficult. He's Odin, for goodness sake. New items are available in exchange for bicolor gemstones. I wonder if those are going to be items, if they're going to have items for relics. But no, new items available for exchange. That shouldn't be relic items yet if we are going to get them. Because I won't be surprised if they add something for bicolors that are used for relics. But it wouldn't be in 6.3 proper. They would wait until 6.35 to do that. Otherwise, people would collect them in advance. I mean, they could still do it, I suppose. Ophiotaro's skin have been added. They will always lead to Elpis, while there's a small chance a portal to the shifting gymnasium will appear from discovered treasure coffers. Rewards from coffers will otherwise remain the same as those found in the Kambira skin. Yep, so that's just it. We have the Ophira skin ones. And that's it. Yeah, they will always lead to Elpis. They're just, sure, that's just being added to the gathering points in Elpis, like they said. And then Shifting Gymnasium is just the roulette wheel treasure map dungeon. It's just now you could target the Shifting Gymnasium instead of having to get, roll between the two of them. So you could choose which treasure dungeons you want to do. And this is just explaining how the Shifting Gymnasium works. You don't really need to talk about that. Excitotron 6000 adjustments, they just always add new loot to these. So they're going to have the same loot, like it said, but they just have to make sure they have updated loot for both of them. And the rewards for the treasure maps also get updated, usually whenever there's a new patch as well. New charge symbols have been added to company crest. Cool. I don't really mess around with that too much, but that's always nice to have more options. Craftable items have been added to the company workshop. Cool. All the subaquatic voyage updates, these are super normal. They happen exactly the same way every major patch. A bunch of new houses. What is it? I think like 1,800 new houses per server, something like that. So yeah, it's still a lot of houses, but it's never going to be enough houses. We all know that. Unrestricted plots have been added to housing classifications. Okay. Entering a lottery for an unrestricted plot, you may choose either free company or private plot. Okay. Furnishings for the furnishing design contest have been added. Okay. They look nice. Look nice, nice, nice. Most of the furnishings from those contests end up looking pretty damn good, so I'm not surprised. New regular furnishings. We've seen some of this stuff. I'm actually kind of upset that the Otter Fountain is here. So it's very similar to the Otter Fountain that's in the Island Sanctuary, and that thing was hella expensive to make. So I wonder if this thing's also... I wonder if it's just... I don't know, it was like the one thing that the island had that wasn't anywhere else. And... I mean, I guess I should wait till the Island Sanctuary section. They said they were working on making it so that we could use furnishings in Island Sanctuary, outdoor furnishings, or they said gardening furnishings, but I don't know if that was like a rough translation for, actual gardening stuff, or if it was a rough translation for just anything generally outdoor. So I guess if they're going to allow outdoor stuff on the island at some point, then it makes sense to allow the outdoor, the landmarks to be in the house as well. But I don't know. It's just kind of weird to me to have to do that with Island Sanctuary and to take it and put it on the housing here. Portrait furnishings may now be previewed. New orchestrion roles have been added. Okay. Following the addition of new orchestrion roles, the categories have been adjusted. Okay. Looks like they added quests specifically as a new category. Okay. New aquarium fish. That thing looks sexy. I like it. It's a very good looking... that technically a manta ray? Yeah, it's a manta ray. It's not a cow ray. New seed for flower plants has been added. They do this every time. I don't really care. New prizes for MGP. It won't have the price. I'm assuming this is going to be 2 million MGP. I do not have 2 million MGP, so it sounds like I have some gold saucer content to do. Fortunately, we have the new gate, the new Sylph-Step Leap of Faith for me to do. And I love Leap of Faith. So, you may laugh at Yoshi P falling off, but, I'm just going to breeze through these like I always do. I'm looking forward to it. Following adjustment have been made to the gate schedule. Yeah, they have to factor in the new one. So Sylph-Step is only 40 minutes past the hour. Now they have 3 of them, so it's 1 at each. That's fine. That's what I expected was going to happen. And then we have new triple triad cards, of course. Got to get up to date on those. Okay, following additions and adjustments have been made. We know about most of this, but we don't know the down to the nitty gritty. 2 new sanctuary ranks. We knew that there were going to be more. We didn't know 2. New vision has been added. Okay. New gathering points, new gatherable materials. The range from which they can be accessed has been increased. Curious to see how ridiculous that's going to look. The minimap can now be configured to display desired gathering points by accessing sanctuary settings. Ooh, I really like that. That's super nice. Whether or not it's not like my interest has been too rekindled by that change, but when I do it, I really like that. New sanctuary crafting recipe has been added. Yeah, we did see something like that in the preview. New produce has been added. New animals have been added. I don't know why Tataru is trying to ruin the ecosystems of the islands by bringing in invasive species, but you know what? I guess that's not our decision, even though it's our island technically, so thanks, Tataru. To collect items in mass from the produce producer and the creature comforter have been added. Yeah, you can just collect everything, so you don't have to go around and click them all, thank goodness. The position of changed nickname has been adjusted. Okay, it's possible to free an animal from the pasture upon capturing another one when it's at capacity. It's possible to free an animal from the pasture upon capturing another when the pasture is at capacity. I thought that was already possible. I thought it was just when it was being occupied by being handled that it couldn't. Because I could have swore that I did that. A-okay, maybe I didn't though. Either way, good change. It doesn't matter. It's a good change. New landmark has been added. Okay, orchestrion will now continue to play the selected song even after leaving. Actually, before I say what I want to say about that, let me read the rest. When visiting a friend's island, you can enjoy their tunes. Mount music will be prioritized over orchestrion music. New materials can be acquired. So I still just don't want the music to be directional. I actually just want that completely off. And I want it to go further. So that's one thing I kind of just want them to change. Or at least make it an option or something. New materials from forging expeditions. Dispatch a forging expedition from the expedition menu. New Isleworks handicrafts have been added. Each heading in the supply and demand can now be sorted in ascending and descending order. Time has been added as a filtering option. Multiple conditions can be selected for filtering. Yeah, they showed us this. It looked amazing. This was a super frustrating point of Island Sanctuary when it came out. Just so much back and forth menuing because the information was just lacking on each individual menu. Schedule for previous cycles in the current season can now be viewed. I like that as well. Big fan of that. Popularity, supply, demand shift, and predicted popularity will now show in the set agenda menu. This was the biggest thing that annoyed the heck out of me, so I'm really glad to have that there. Materials with insufficient inventory are now displayed in red. Good. Most recently, access tab in the material allocation will now display upon reopening it. Thank goodness. A new column displaying the fluctuation in a handicraft's value due to supply and demand. Oh, they're trying to make it a lot clearer. Yeah, they're trying to provide a lot more information. Big fan of this as well. More information to the player in-game is always a good thing. Still going to be really confusing for people who don't use the online cheats and everything. The mode selected from the Isle Keeper's Index will now remain active until you log out of the game. A notification will now display to indicate when a player has visited your Isle. Okay, good. Yeah, we knew about this last one here, so I'm not too surprised. New hairstyles for Vieira. Okay, I don't play a Vieira, but, you know, I'm sure they're always looking forward to something new. New hairstyles for Hrothgar as well. Yeah, there you go. You have the Hien hair, it looks like. Duty support has been added for the Heavensward. All the remaining Heavensward duties, we knew this from the live letter, so that's fine. Prizes available in exchange for silver and bronze certificates have been adjusted, and it looks like we have... They're really going all out with this Corgi stuff, man. Like, who in the team was, like, this obsessed with Corgis that we got a minion, a neck piece, an earring? They're like, that's it. We need to capitalize. Just go. Corgi everything. Corgi mask, Corgi outfit, Corgi scarf, Corgi wrist, Corgi earring, Corgi minion, Corgi mount. We need everything. Everything. Bring it all in. The following duties have been added through Wondrous Tales. Just the latest Pandemonium tier, Shifting, Gymnasium, Crystalline Conflict, and Lapis Manalis. So there you go. Following edition. I don't like that Clockwork Castletown is a specific one. It really should just be any Crystalline Conflict. Unless they're just saying that this now works for the Crystalline Conflict one, which is fine. Following additions and adjustments have been made to the Fox Hollows. It's now going to be Sophia. Remember to go check out my old guide for that. Kind of want to do an update video on that as well, because you can actually make it a lot easier now that we have like tons of gap closers and knockback resist. You can knockback resist all the toughest tilts now, and you can use her to gap close if you have one on even the less serious ones. Like if you just like are a tank and you just don't want to move her, or you don't want to have to worry about the tilt direction. So you have plenty of options there. Messages now display after failing to earn a retelling. Man, just get the swords first, everyone. Come on. We got the Link Pearl emote. Oh my goodness, that's going to be used for so many meme posts. You have no idea. New poses for the city. Dude, that Hrothgar one is just like, I'm not having it. He's just like, I hate that I'm here. That's all that says to me. New pose for umbrella, fashion accessories. We also know that they made a bunch of functional changes to the fashion accessories, like you can mount and demount from them now, and you can set it to auto open the umbrella if it starts raining. So a few cool things. We don't get to look at the battle adjustments yet until the full patch notes, but miscellaneous adjustments to action trait and status effect descriptions have been made, but not any changes to their effects, just their descriptions. Interesting. Icons indicating physical, magical, or unique damage will now be displayed in the battle log. One of the longest requests that we've ever had in the game has now been fulfilled. Clap, clap, clap. Glad to finally have that be the case. Kind of fitting, by the way, in case you didn't know, those are all X-Death mechanics. And, you know, we're about to have... I mean, they're not exclusively X-Death mechanics. However, you know, just saying, you know, we got Omega Ultimate coming around. You know, we've got these here. I'm just saying. Can't help but notice they picked X-Death, of all things, to reference. Just saying. Just saying. Time remaining for, yeah, this is just the buffs and debuffs being displayable for everybody. We knew this was coming as well. Rest in peace, people who were banned, so that we could get this. Text color for the recast time in the middle of an action when enlarged has been adjusted. Okay. New dungeon, part of the MSQ, 590 or above. Nothing fancy. The new trial, keeping a secret. I'm betting on Cagnazzo, so that's where I'm going to keep my guess. And then this is the extreme version. Need to be at least item level 610 for that. No biggie. And then it's just, you know, do MSQ, then talk to the Wandering Minstrel, as it always has been. This is all the same. This, you know, Sophia Unreal, we mentioned this already. It works exactly the same as the rest of them, so nothing else really to say. The buff to the 6.1 Extreme, you're now not only going to have a better drop rate for it, but you can also exchange the totems for it. I got my 99 totems ready to go. Weekly restrictions for base gear rewards and Abyssos Normal has been removed. This is more stuff that we've just come to expect. The blades being reduced from 7 to 4 as well. Reaper and Sage weapons now available for coffers. That pretty much confirms they did make new weapons. So one big concern that I always have with Ultimates is the thought of whether or not they are going to make new weapons for the new jobs, or if they're going to try to reuse old tome weapons and stuff. For T, Dancer and Gunbreaker just used like Heaven's Ward tome weapons, and it was kind of lame. And so now I'm just kind of always on edge about, you know, new ultimates for newer jobs. I'm glad to see they did decide to give Reaper and Sage Omega weapons, because and we already had weapons. In case you're wondering about Dancer, Gunbreaker, they already had ones, so they're all set. So these are going to be the base models for the ultimate ones, no doubt. Sign in the game, 24-man, all the same stuff for 24-mans. If you haven't done them before, then read this, but otherwise, you know, most of us have been around long enough. Aglaya will no longer give cracked anther clusters. That's fine because the new one will. Following adjustment has been made to deep dungeons. A next button has been added to the item appraisal window, allowing players to more easily... Oh, thank goodness. Deep dungeon guide interface has been adjusted. Interested to see what that looks like. Players can now view the deep dungeon guide via character info window. Cool. Sustaining potion effect duration. What? I mean, cool. I just press it less. That's pretty nutty. I mean, I assume that the next deep dungeon, there'll be 30 seconds then. There's no reason why the new one, Orthros, will have 15, so those will be 30. Okay. Wow. Okay. I mean, I'm going to redo Heaven on High and Palace before Orthros, so I guess that'll make it a little easier on the volume of ones. I mean, it kind of makes sense, because it's not like you get healed 4 more, but needing to press them so frequently does affect how you perform. But more importantly, it just means you need less of them. So the barrier for entry is lower, which is good. That's how it should be. I've always said they need to lower the... just some way adjust the way that how many pots are kind of needed for that stuff. So I do actually appreciate it. It's just thinking about it. I just wouldn't have thought about it in the first place. You can now get you get Moonshine Twines and Moonshine Brines from the following vendors. You can get them for Saxonuts and Charlian and Rads at Hand, and you can get them for Aglaya and Euphrosyne coins. I have 10 Aglaya coins, and I always have tons of nuts. So any upgrade materials, you can now get them via this as well. Upgrading equipment, yeah, this is just explaining how that works. Raid Finder has the new Trial and the new Unreal. Extreme has been moved to the Duty Finder. Players now get Echo in Storm's Crown and Storm Crown Extreme. And Asphodelos Savage Echo has been increased. It's weird to me how late they still do this. Like, okay, but it's not like it matters all that much. Yay, 2 Dungeon Experts. I mean, that's how it's going to be for the rest of the expansion, but still, yay. Expert now requires 590 and it includes a new dungeon, yay. Level 90, now Alzadal's Legacy is in there, and the minimum item level goes up to 560, yay! The new normal mode has been added due to Roulette Trials. Mentor has all the new normal mode, 24-man and dungeon stuff. Question mark, question mark, question mark added to Stone Sky Sea. Okay, so these are changes made to the Heavensward dungeons alongside of the duty support being added. Byblos has been adjusted. Yeah, I mean, I expected that. That requires the exact movement into those sections. So I wonder. I mean, they don't really need to change that. The AI just needs to be smart enough to do it. But what it'll probably be now, it's probably 4 single stacks and no double or triple stacks is what it is. And then each NPC is going to run to 1. The Ever-Living Bibliotap boss battle has been... Oh, I'm sorry, that's Byblos. Byblos was the... Okay, so my statement still remains true for Bibliotaph, which is what I was talking about. Byblos is the book boss where you have to kite the fire through the center. Yeah, that's going to be super streamlined now. You might not even have to do the whole kiting thing. You might just need to kill the ads now. I wouldn't even be surprised. Aetherochemical Research, regular... All these battles are going to get adjusted. We actually saw one of the adjustments in the trailer. We see the Asian Prime briefly. So Anti-Tower, Ziggy's been adjusted, Calcabrina. Yeah, all this stuff that has like a lot of stuff that it's kind of volatile based on how the player handles it. All of that stuff's always going to be streamlined to make room for duty support. So none of this surprises me at all. Yeah, this is just all chaos. It's normally absolute chaos. This was already adjusted once before, so interesting to see it get adjusted again. But I wonder if this is just going to not have the arena hopping at all anymore. Like, I think this boss is going to look completely different. I think it's literally going to be an arena with, like, orbs that just float across and dive bombs or something. Like, I think it's literally just going to look like more like Nidhogg than the original Hraesvelgr fight now. So that's what I think is going to be big different there. Nuzal, Hulok, yeah. I mean, all this stuff doesn't surprise me. Just all boss adjustments based on the duty support being added. Display of target indicators for certain battle mechanics. Yeah, they got to update this stuff because a lot of this stuff doesn't have good, stack markers. Most of it's just not very well displayed. These changes are always welcome because there's just a lot of inconsistency in old content. Limit gauge charge time will now be included in limit break help text. Good. This is for PvP stuff now, by the way. Increased movement speed will now include the rate of increase, so just providing more information. This is always good. No longer be able to register for multiple duties when registering for PvP. I guess there's a bug for that was causing issues with queue. So if you want to queue for PvP, sounds like you have to just queue for PvP. All right. Series 3 is going to start. Series 2 is going to end. And still no sign of being able to use trophy stuff on Season 1, but I guess I'll keep going down. New arena, Clockwork Castletown. Yeah, this is probably just going to explain all the stuff we saw in the live letter. The trick floors, if you stand on them too long, the trick doors to teleport you to another part of the platform. And the pneumatic parade, which has a Zentetsuken dude and a Gaze AoE. Yeah, Clockwork Yojimbo, Clockwork on Omnioji. And the piles of gold recharge your limit break really quick. It's going to be a super chaotic map. I actually think it's going to be a lot of fun. The following adjustments have been made to the arena rotation for casual rank. Palestra Volcanic Clockwork, Palestra Cloud9 Clockwork, cycle repeats. Yeah, they said they were going to cut back on Cloud9. I dislike them cutting back on Volcanic Heart. I do like Palestra being there twice, but I don't think Clockwork Castletown needs to be more frequent than the Volcanic Heart or Cloud9, especially not the Volcanic Heart. Cloud9, yeah, sure. But I don't think it needs to be that way. I don't think it needs to alternate between Volcanic Heart and Cloud9 every hour. I think you could do like Palestra, Volcanic Heart, Cloud9, Clockwork. And then actually, I just think that's fine. I don't think it really matters all that much to me. Facilitate easier acquisition. Medicine kits and bomb cores will be obtainable from a greater distance. Okay, they'll have bigger, things on the ground. 1 player per job settings will no longer one player per job settings no longer apply to spectators. Oh, I didn't even realize that was happening to spectators. It never happened when I was doing my shoutcasting. Following additions and adjustments have been made to custom matches, button allowing players to register for a rematch. I really like that. That's especially good for tournament style stuff because you can just go into the second match right away. Spectators cannot vote on the rematch. And you can only do a certain number of rematches. Looks like up to 5 consecutive matches. So yeah, it's built for best of 5, it seems. Player tiers will no longer be displayed with portraits or match results. So, okay, that's interesting. So, I guess they're trying to prevent either griefing or something like that. Player tiers. Well, it's only the tiers. It's not your rank. So, it's like if you're Diamond 1 or Diamond 5, it's not going to say. It's only going to say you're Diamond. Yeah, there's some anti-griefing reasons for that, so I'm not too surprised, but not something I would have thought of. Season 4 will end. Season 5 will begin. All the rewards are going to go out. Be sure to check more about the rewards. We were told they were working on better rewards for seasons. And while I could look at this to see if they've done that yet, I'm not going to, and I'm just going to assume they are exactly the same. The number of current seasons will now be displayed in the following windows: PvP profile and duty finder. Okay. New items. These are the 24-man items. They look pretty cool, but, you know, little cloaky. Not like super excited, but it looks okay. New recipes. This is from the treasure dungeons. You know, this you'll craft these with stuff from the treasure dungeons. And then a bunch of new items can be equipped regardless of gender. Yeah, they've been expanding this list gradually. It looks like a lot of Valentine's Day stuff. Jesus. But yeah, just more and more and more options. And people are always asking for that, so that's always good. Item names have been changed. Yeah, so they're also changing the names because they were gendered names. So now it's Dashing and Prim. Okay, yeah, that checks out. That makes sense. Opening coffers that have been signed will now transfer said signature to all items within. Changes applied. This change applies to crafted sets of paladin. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I was like, wait, what? I forgot that that's how that worked now. Okay, that makes sense. Following items are now dyeable. The Chocobo mask and suit. That's right. They were asked about this I think during the last 14-hour broadcast. They were asked why they weren't dyeable, and they said, are they not? And then they said, we can do that. I remember that happening. Yeah. Okay, good. I like it. Following additions have been made to glamour dressers, now be filtered by level, gender, or keyword, may be sorted by level, and an item search function has been added. Dope. Certain items, yeah, this is just the update to desynthesis and submissions. To display only recently added items for script exchanges. They told us that during the live letter, yes. Crafted items can be updated to item level 620. I got to make sure I finish getting all of my my step 1 relics before I do this. But yeah, this is always a great thing. If you have crafted gear now, you can skip right to item level 620, which is more than enough for everything in the game except for Omega Ultimate. So you wouldn't want to use this in Omega Ultimate unless there's, you know, some weird itemization that ends up working out. But even then, Vitality, pretty important stuff. And then this just explains how the upgrade actually works. NPC vendors that deal in items obtained from duties will now appear according to player progression. Cool, like that. New items have been added to the inventory of Calamity Salvagers. Okay. Players can now speak to Andon for custom deliveries. Yep, they went over this above, so they're just going over it again. Made some changes to custom deliveries. The requirement for bonus deliverables unlocked at maximum satisfaction has been adjusted. In the event that maximum satisfaction has been achieved with all custom delivery NPCs, bonus deliverables for each category are guaranteed to appear for 2 or more. That's a nice way of rewarding people who have kept up on every single one. It won't apply to me, but it's not my kind of content anyway. So I just do it if there's like a mount or something behind it, you know, like I did with Elto, for example. Display location, subcommand has been added to deliverable fish, and information regarding preferred bait has been added. Yep. Okay. Names of certain categories under special recipes in the crafting log have been adjusted. Before it was story, now it's class, and Ishgard restoration is side story. Okay. Animation for trained finesse has been changed. Interested to see what that looks like. Following actions have been reclassified as gatherer role actions and may be used by all gathering classes once learned. Yeah, this makes sense. It was kind of stupid that it wasn't this way, but it's also not like... It doesn't even really matter. Like, as they said, the functionality and hotbar placement remains unaffected, and they haven't been added nor removed. So it's a nice little thing to have, just for consistency's sake. But it is what it is. Ishgard Restoration of the Gathering Log has been changed to side quest. New miner and botany gathering points have been added. New items added to gathering points. Miners and botanists will be unable to obtain items at the gathering rate of 0%. Were they able to? That's weird. Okay. All right. That's... Oh, no, they mean so you can't just use an action to get it above. Yeah, I guess that's the only thing that makes sense. Gathering attempt and integrity bonuses have been added to legendary nodes. Cool. I mean, not cool, just I guess, just is. Collectability values be displayed for reference and gathering. Love that. New fish have been added. New teaming waters have been added. The following adjustments have been made to the fishing guide. You have all the information. Number of fishes. Now 100 fish per page. Yeah, that's so much better. It's so much less scrolling when there's so many fish. Entries display prime locations. They've been caught before. If they've been caught before, it displays their preferred bait. I've been caught before will now display their silhouette size. Yeah, just all the information you can need on the fish in the log is now there. Should have been that way a long time ago, but, you know, third-party sites had it under control, and now... I mean, you still need to have caught it once, but even still, just the fact that the information wasn't there at all was kind of silly. Then what was this? Filters have been added. Text search feature has been added. Total successful fishing endeavors and fish caught. That's pretty nice for achievement hunting to have an exact count in the fishing guide itself. Records for spearfishing can now be sorted by region. Cool. Level cap for desynthesis increase. That's fairly normal. New mounts. We know there's a ton of new mounts. New chocobo barding. That's going to be for the new extreme trial. Watch out for spoilers for that when people ride around on it and stuff like hunt trains. In case you are not doing it immediately. You know, you might get spoiled by like a barding or something at some point. The Corgi minion, of course. We mentioned the Corgis earlier. Following additions and adjustments have been made to fashion accessories. We mentioned this earlier. I like that umbrella, by the way. New fashion accessory in this, the mammoth, the devout mammoth, the cat mammoth accessory, whatever you want to call it. The island sanctuary mammoth. Anyway, umbrella style accessories can now be used automatically depending on location and weather conditions. It's now possible to converse with NPCs, craft, or engage in other activities. Big quality of life there. Glad to see it. When using the data center travel system, if you are still in another data center after 30 days, you'll be returned. That's fine. I think they mentioned that during the live letter anyway. Following additions and adjustments have been made to retainers. They mentioned all this during the live letter. You can cast, glamour, and dye items while you're using the retainer menu. They can be applied to items equipped by the summoned retainer or held in their inventory. The try-on retainer subcommand has been added, and the entrust duplicates function. Entrust duplicates is basically you can just automatically mass deposit things your retainer already has on it. So like, yeah, see if you have these same items in your inventory and they're on the retainer, then you could just send them all at once. And if you don't want to send one or two of them, then, you know, you can untick some boxes if you want. Really glad to have that. When failing to withdraw a unique item due to the same item being present, there's now a specific error message. I like that. New items can be obtained from quick exploration, and new retainer exploration ventures have been added. Expected. Following additions have been made to achievements and titles. New ones have been added. Certain previously included ones, okay, they're reclassifying them. They were in the general quest category, but now they're separated by main scenario or job and role quest. Good, because it is kind of annoying going through all the achievement categories. Certain duties will now count towards the tanking. Yeah, the new Unreal, the new trial in 6.3. This is all very normal stuff. And then for the regular tank use stuff, it's just everything. You know, Unreal, Euphrosyne, Lapis, and the new trial. So, Ethernet map will now be displayed when accessing an Ethernet shard in the firmament. Weird that it didn't before, but glad to see that's fixed. In order to prevent server congestion after release of 6.3, multiple field instances in Garlemald. I expected that, so glad to see it. However, Ultima Thules will be removed. I'm sure we'll get one on the moon in patch 6.35 when we get the tribal quests, so I fully expect that, but for now, that makes sense. Alliances formed via Party Finder will now be able to use party chat before entering the duty. Oh, that's nice. I like that. New dungeons have been... I actually, no, this is great. Look at all the Realm Reborn dungeons. This is all the dungeons from 1 to 50, including patch 2.0's level 50, you know, Amdapor and Wanderer's Palace. Really good. We need Explorer mode in more places. It makes for a lot more creative uses of the space. So glad to see that. And of course, the latest dungeon as well. Yay, the duty. Why? Listen, I understand that people really like Mommy, but this doesn't need to be in here the whole time. Also, Aglaya's still in here, but you know what? I can't even read the duty recorder section. I just get upset every time I read it. What could have been, but what it is. Following changes have been made to group poses. New stickers, new frames, specific RGB values for the sliders. That's pretty cool, actually. And data center name will now be displayed when display homeworld is selected in sticker mode. Okay. Following additions and adjustments have been made to adventurer plates. New accents have been added. New playstyle options have been added. Okay, and that's it, I suppose. Following additions and adjustments have been made to portraits, new accents, new poses. Default background will now be ether instead of solid gray. I like that because it's not as ugly. Import settings from Adventure Plate subcommand has been added to the portraits menu. Apply to Adventure Plate subcommand has been added to the Portraits menu. Camera control settings applied via the character configuration window will now be reflected when adjusting character positioning in the Edit Portrait. That's really nice. Warning icon will now appear if the portrait, currently being edited does not fulfill necessary requirements if the character's expression is not in frame. Oh, yeah, that's right, because you needed to have it like in a set way, but it wouldn't give you a proper warning icon. You just had to try to save it, and it would say no. So, okay, it's nice that it has a little icon now instead. It'll be displayed at the start of the following duties: dungeons, guild has trials, raids. Yeah, I kind of, the way that it's portrayed, I'm not really a big fan of, but it's whatever. I'll get over it. I'm sure I'll get me a few laughs and maybe a ban or two here or there. But and I mean me getting banned because of people just sticking their whole ass in my face via the portrait. It's just going to be ass everywhere in the duty finder. Certain amount of time has passed or the battle has begun. Member portraits will be hidden. Portraits can be redisplayed at any time by opening duty information. Not going to do that. Can be toggled on and off by accessing UI settings in the character configuration and checking or unchecking show party member portraits. Yeah, people told me that I was wrong, that they weren't going to have an option for this. And I was like, they said they were going to have an option for it. They said, no, they just said you'll be able to click them off. They said, no. I said, no, there's going to be an option to turn them off. That's what they said. People told me I was crazy or I misheard them. That's for you people who said that to me. There it is, right there. Match. It is possible to display party members' instant portraits in the player commendation. See, this is where I thought they should have implemented it in the first place. Not at the start of the dungeon. I thought that they were just going to throw it in player commendations because that made the most sense to me. So yeah, this perfectly fine. This is what I expected them to do from the beginning. Following additions and adjustments have been made to the UI thing, and this can also be toggled on and off, by the way. Following additions and adjustments have been made to the UI themes. The clear blue, oh, the Final Fantasy VII Remake theme looks very good. And now Classic is now Classic Final Fantasy. Yeah, because this is way more modern Final Fantasy. Big fan of that theme change. Holy mother of Jesus. Well, we wanted more Waymark save slots, so we heckin' got them, man. they didn't just add like 5. They multiplied it by 6. Jesus. I mean, great. We needed more anyway. So yeah, great. Awesome. Big fan. That's the best thing I've read so far. Current guild is now displayed in the inventory. Okay. Not as exciting as the previous thing, but I still like it. Pull down menus in the currency setting window now display each currency's icon alongside its name. Cool. I actually really like that for finding them because sometimes I just get kind of lost in all the numbers. After selecting an item for Grand Company Expert Delivery, the list will automatically adjust upon redisplay so that items before and after. Thank goodness, that was really annoying. I hate Expert Delivery for that exact thing. So I'm actually really glad that that's a change. A button to reset the order of Crossworld Link Shell channels has been added. Hello, Ivy. If you want to be in the video, just let me pick you up. In accordance with the setting, the provisional method for performing this function implemented. Oh, yeah, I forgot that they did that. Okay, good. This is just the full version of that command. That's what I like. Display toggles for system UI have been added to the HUD layout window so that all... Oh, thank God. It's so weird how they were separate before. But yeah, no, that's very good. Automatic camera pivot can now be disabled when legacy type movement is enabled, allowing for the seamless play with camera at any angle. Okay, good. People were asking about this. I remember them mentioning this recently as well. That was something that they were doing. Option to disable right-click targeting. I remember them mentioning that as well. I have right-click targeted a fair number of things, and oopsie-doopsie. So I'm very glad to... I'm probably going to turn that off immediately. Or turn it on. Turn on the disabling of. I don't want to be able to do it. That's all I'm saying. The following options have been added to the system configuration menu. Disable. This is just all the controls that they just added. The right. Literally everything we just went through. This is just all those new options. Display remain. Oh yeah, this is the big one. Display remaining time of status effects. Yeah, that one. That one's. We're gonna have this on. That's definitely staying on. Ivy, be in the video. Come here. Come here. There you go. Now stay with me while I read. Okay. You good? You good. Okay, the following options have been added to the system configuration menu, the clear blue theme. That makes sense. Don't go that way. Ivy, no. Why? Why are you leaving? We'll leave all the way if you're going to leave. There you go. Following options have been added to the system configuration menu, the clear blue theme. The date of latest revision has been added to the cast credits. Okay, I like that. Small change. Following additions and adjustments have been made to the text commands. The new text commands have been added. So what do we have? We have Slash link pearl. Oh, that's the emote from earlier. I don't know why that confused me. Right click PC. Yeah, that sets the to ignore PC targets. The battle MP. Yeah, these are just all the right click options. Total slots can be specified with save and preset subcommands of the waymark text. Yes, upped all the way up to 30. And additional action text command is no longer available. Okay, actions have been made. Okay, additions have been made. Yeah, we're at the end here. Yeah, this is just auto translation dictionary, new trophies, new music, sound effects. Retrieve character data added to the subcommand menu, character selection. Return to homeworld has been added to the subcommand. And bumper sequence before the title screen has been truncated. Okay, there you go. That is everything for the preliminary patch notes. Really solid quality of life. I mean, we always get solid quality of life. Every patch always has one or two things where we may not be actively thinking about it, but it's like we're thinking, oh yeah, that absolutely. The waymark thing wins that. Because like people actively complain about that, but I don't know why they didn't say that. Sometimes they mention things in live letters that is hard to get that excited about. But they went ham with the quality of life stuff in the live letters, but they left that one little footnote. They're like, we're going to leave that as a surprise. We're going to leave that as a little surprise for them. They're going to scroll through and that's going to be the thing they go, they did it. They did it. Oh man, my biggest surprise is that Yoshi P didn't delete this after what was the live letter. I thought for sure they were just going to remove this feature from patch 6.3 after what he went through. So really glad to see he didn't decide to delete self-step after the letter from the producer live. Either way, really solid patch notes. Really enjoyed those. And of course, we'll have the balance changes, most notably the Paladin changes to go over when the servers go down on Monday. However, that is going to be a wrap for my overview on the preliminary patch notes. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share. And I will see all of you for patch on Tuesday. And don't forget, I'll be doing super long hours for Ultimate on the 24th. We're going to be doing crazy, crazy hours until everything is beaten. Ivy, I'm at the end of the video. What are you doing? Why are you whiling? Just here, come here. Come here. Come here. Come be at the end of the video, okay? Hey. Hey. There you go. See? End of the video. See? It's all good. It's all good, Ivy. And with that, that's going to be a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, take care.